this game compared to 2 days ago when you guys didn't have the energy and you were flat or whatever? What was the difference between that?
You know, after the last game, I was, a little perplexed as to why we didn't continue the streak, especially coming back home. And I was talking to the staff. We weren't like dogs in the South Alabama game, but we weren't warriors. We weren't exactly, playing the kind of game that we need to in terms of, especially at how we've been building with our defense and our team play and our hustle plays. It really had been building over the course of 2.5 weeks. We took a step back. I don't know the answer, but I am proud of the fact that the guys really bounced back with a lot more effort on the defensive side and a lot more energy and enthusiasm. And write it off as one of those games. One of those games. Unfortunately, it was at home, and we had an opportunity to kind of get this home run going, but we bounced back.
So. Have you yet, gotten a good finger on the pulse of this team in terms of what gets them up and what gets them down? Because, like you said, you noticed before the game on Thursday that the energy wasn't maybe where it needed to be, but I guess it's tough to really pinpoint exactly what gets them going.
I don't know if any coach truly knows, the mental aspect of an 18 to 22-year-old kid and a bunch of them. I just know, watching around our league, watching around the country. I mean, it's tough to read, about the consistency part. I think, you could look back to the South Al game and say, hey, did we get a little bit too sure of ourselves? I don't know. I don't know. I know watching tape of Florida Atlantic, they were starting to feel good about themselves when we got them. I felt like they were due for a game where they were going to lose. And, that's a team that's at the top of the standings in our conference. And once again, on their home floor. Wish I had a crystal ball, sometimes, but I do know we did bounce back, and I know we did have stronger leadership from our upperclassmen, and that was a big difference. The other difference is our bench. Our bench had been really coming and doing some good things in that streak we had going on, and they were good tonight.
Is it a situation with energy where you feel like one or two guys get some stuff going and it becomes contagious?
I think so. First of all, I always think that the guards can kind of set a tone. Anyone that wants to step up and play with a whole lot of energy on the defensive end, whether it's a hustle play, whether it's just being in a stance, whether it's communicating, those types of things can really get you going. And tonight with our guard play, we're really pressed out, and I think they've been really focused. Even Sergio, who's not a great defender, was really trying to get in a stance. You can see him coming out and doing some things to set a tone. And that can be anybody, because we have some guys inside that can really be physical and set a tone. A lot of times, a guy like Pettigrew, you won't. It's hard to see that because he's guarding a post player. But our team in general has to do that to give ourselves a chance to win and come out of the gate. It's another thing we talked about before the game. We've really been coming out of the gate pretty good up into the South Al game. We want to get back to that.
Serge, you said, I guess, after game Thursday that you're upset with the seniors and wanted more leadership on those guys. Sergio said that really nothing had to be said about the energy. It just seemed like it was something that everybody knew that had to change, and it did. Was there any talk yesterday or anything else before the game, or was it just something where the guys got it? And
we talk about it a little bit, but I more after the South Al game than yesterday. Yesterday we had a good physical 45-minute practice. We guarded their stuff. There was focus, there was energy, and I think sometimes when you take a loss at home and you look in the mirror a little bit and you figure out, okay, we got to change this. How do we change it in a short amount of time? There was good focus and felt like that was going to carry over in today, and it did. I'm sure there was some talk in the locker room amongst the guys, and there was more for sure in the huddle leading up to the tip-off. So. For whatever reason, 2 games ago we didn't have it, and we did tonight. And like I said, it wasn't like we did not have stretches in the South Al game where we were trying to play hard, but you start giving the team confidence in the first half, and you finish out the half the way we did defensively, that's just not going to get it done. So.
How important was that tonight? The 55 hit a couple threes. They cut it to 5, but you guys really were able to surge into the half and kind of shut them down.
Well, we were playing pretty good on the offensive side. We were getting the break going a little bit. We were defending good, and then Fred Brown got going. We switched Juan onto him, and he didn't score another basket. So there was a lot of talk in that huddle. Hey, let's not get in a place right now at the 4-minute mark where they're cutting it under 10 and really feeling like, hey, we can steal one, because we've seen that before. We saw that at Troy, where that confidence kind of just kept building up, and all of a sudden we're at home not feeling good about ourselves under 4 minutes, and Juan really squashed that. And a lot of guys stepped up and guarded better, and big hustle plays by everybody. That was one. The one I think about, Sergio diving on the floor, up 18, out of bounds. The fans appreciate that, and you love plays like that. And we had a bunch.
You mentioned the bench earlier. You got some production out of him, but maybe is it more important that Juan only played 20 minutes, Pettigrew only 25? You were able to steal some serious minutes for some of those guys.
I think it was big. I told Pat jokingly at the end of the game I was saving him for the middle game because I know he wants that one. And I really wanted to play our bench a lot tonight because, if you play well at home against a team that you can build a lead on, you have a chance to see these guys. And you saw Tang out there for an extended time, more than you have all year. And you can see he can do some things. You got to work some kinks out. Stephon Drain, Kenny Nebo. Everyone has to contribute for us to be a really good team from here on out, and especially in tournament play. Unfortunately, we've been in just too many close games to play experiment-type basketball where you're not sure exactly in a game situation what the guys are going to give. That's us. That's our fault, but we have to take advantage tonight in a situation where everyone played.
It's a pretty confidence booster for those guys on the bench to get some minutes like that.
It's got to be. It's got to be. They got a chance to play, get winded, ran specific plays for each and every guy. Won't be running the one where Stephon Drain comes off the high pick and roll and shoots an air ball. Won't be running that one anytime soon, although he can really shoot the ball. And, I just wanted to see if he had the confidence to take it in that situation. Tang ducking in, Kenny getting the ball and being strong and physical inside. And those guys got fouled, too. They didn't settle for just jump shots, so I was happy with that. And I'm sure they have some more confidence going into it.
How big a step is it for those three guys specifically, from your standpoint, to where, they've now gotten some in-game experience, like you said, they've gotten winded a little bit. How big a step is it toward them being able to help you in a game that's maybe a little tighter?
I think it's a big step because they're not going in completely with that new jittery feeling, and they understand we have some confidence in them to get in the basketball game. Now they got to follow that up and produce in practice and really keep it going in practice from an energy standpoint, a focus standpoint. They messed up some plays, and they've got to be rock solid. They got to hold the line, and they got to allow us to get some guys some rest over the course of the season because we have a short bench right now. Mike Gabbard is out right now. He could help at the guard spot, but you don't want Juan and Pet playing 35+ minutes night in, night out, especially Thursday, Saturday, and especially tournament play. So got to keep building on that.
Would you call this the most complete game you guys played since the first 2 games of the season?
I would call that the most complete outfit in the building. No question. I'm sorry. Ask it again. It just screams at you. I love it. What did you ask again?
I asked if you thought it was the most complete ball game you guys played all season, defensively, offensively, your bench production, all of it.
It's hard for me to say it's the most complete. I think it's one of the better games because we had confidence on the offensive side. We had a good assist-to-turnover ratio. We rebounded the ball. On the defensive side, I would say it was probably the most we've extended and not got beat off the dribble. So pretty high intensity level, staying in front of the ball. Our rotation can get better. But we definitely pressured the ball probably the best of the year.
Sergio with another double-double. It's 7 and 9 games. He's playing as well as anybody in the league. but tonight you talked about his energy. I mean, what did he give you tonight? It seemed like early in the game when he was out playing, kind of out on the perimeter defensively, and he was fired up, ready to go. That's what kind of turned it. And it seemed like he was really the person that turned this thing tonight.
He was. You know, Sergio is at sometimes a little bit lost defensively. You know, the guys, it's tough because he plays both sides of the ball and produces, but he does have breakdowns on the defensive side. For him to come out, he's in a stand. He understands his teammates want him to play better defense. I've told him, if we're going to really go on a run and if we're really going to win the tournament, you're going to have to play defense. You can't be the guy that is breaking down at the end of the clock, and he's come a long way. It's not like he's where he was a year ago or even 6 weeks ago. He's come a long way. Tonight, I thought he was really locked in to what he had to do, and I love when he's rebounding the ball. He's got such a knack for rebounding. He had 10 and 8 at the half. You know, I've challenged him to try to get 20 and 20, and told him that at halftime. I said, I don't know when the last guy in here got 20 and 20. And you could see him going after every rebound, and it's really impressive. And the one, you know, diving on the floor, I think those are the kinds of plays that you want to represent your program. When we talk about what's our identity, you want your fan base to look at that play and say, wow, when I come out to see the Hilltoppers, that's what I see, that kind of effort. And up 18, you know, he's diving on the ball, and he had no business getting that ball. He was so far away from that play, but to stay on it and for us to be able to watch that on tape. And he's not the only one that made a hustle play, but that was a big one. And I was proud of him for doing that.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks.